In preparing for this podcast, I was looking back on my life, thinking about all the difficult things that I've done, and there are a lot of them. I at first was thinking, how am I going to find something that was so difficult? And as I just reflect back, I'm like, damn, there were so many things that were very difficult. But I did them, I achieved them, I overcame them. And the reason is because I stuck with it, I didn't give up. I was very determined and disciplined. And I think when it comes to stuff like this, the big things that stand out, the number one thing that stands out, which is a good example, is doing a half Ironman. I don't know where this came from. Oh, wait, I do know where it came from. It came from one of my clients when I had my gym. Angela, if you're listening, you know who you are. And she would do half marathons, and I was so inspired by it. Or sorry, she did a half Ironman, and I was so inspired by it that I thought, oh my gosh, I want to do that too. And I started training, but I could only start halfway into the training because I was short on time. So I decided, like I do, last minute, that I'm going to sign up for this. And then I started training right away, but I only had half the time to train. And the reason that I was able to do it was because of self-discipline. I set my sights on a goal, like a big goal, because that is a big goal. And then I just showed up every single day and did the training. Ange gave me her training schedule, and I just started halfway in and just went from there. But I did everything that it asked me to do every single day. I showed up every single day. And the key for self-discipline is just do a little bit every single day that will get you to that big goal. As we always underestimate how much we can do when it's like a little bit every single day, the big, huge things that we can accomplish down the road. Now, when I say that, even when it's because it's training for a half Ironman, and that's a big, huge goal, even the little thing that I was doing every day wasn't so little, but it was compared to the big goal, if you know what I mean. If I'm trying to lose weight or drop some weight, it's the small things that I do every single day that make a difference. It's the eating clean every single day. Every time I eat clean foods, I'm one step closer. I'm one teeny tiny little step closer to reaching my goal. But if I'm consistently doing that, because we eat a lot, we eat often, and if I'm consistently making healthy choices, it will add up in the long run to weight loss. If I'm building muscle and I lift weights every other day, one weightlifting session won't lead to muscle, but a whole bunch every other day over time will lead to a toned, lean body with muscle. That's what we're looking for in midlife, especially. So the example of the half Ironman was if I just showed up every day and did the little thing, the training. Some days it was running, some days it was biking, some days it was swimming. And then there was brick training where you do two of them together and just switch them off. And guess what? I completed the half Ironman only because I did that because of my self-discipline. It's really a mindset thing. And so today I want to really introduce you to the concept and offer it up to you and inspire you with this concept of how powerful self-discipline is. It's just one of the most powerful tools you have in your midlife toolbox. And before you start, rolling your eyes, thinking about forcing yourself to be good 24/7, hang tight, because it's way more fun than that. Self-discipline isn't about restriction. It's about freedom, the freedom to shape your life the way you want to. That's why it's so powerful. Let's dive into how just mastering self-discipline can transform not only your body, but your whole entire life. And yes, it can help create your dream life without feeling like you're missing out or sacrificing anything. Self-discipline isn't punishment. That's what a lot of people think when they hear self-discipline. They're like, but it's not. It's empowerment. It's the practice of consistently showing up for yourself, consistently making choices that align with your long-term goals. Remember, we have this big goal, and it's just one teeny little step every single day. It's about choosing what you really want long-term, that big goal, over what you want in the moment. That's what self-discipline is. And then repeating that over and over and over again. So it's not about, think about it like this. It's not about never eating dessert. It's about eating dessert when it's your choice and it's not a reaction to stress or emotions. So it's really well thought out and well calculated actions over and over and over again. Actions that you've chosen to help you get to where you want to go. Just teeny little steps. Midlife is the perfect time to reclaim your power through self-discipline. Your kids are independent. They've broken up with you. They're living their own lives. They're out being fabulous in the world. You've got more time on your hands. And this is your moment to focus on you. You want to turn all this mama energy back on yourself. Like when you think about the power of being a mom and all the things we do for our kids, how we show up, and now you offer that to yourself. Damn. This is your moment. This is their time to focus on you, all that mama energy. Building discipline now, it'll give you the energy and the freedom to live the life on your terms, to do what you want to do, to create what you want to create in your life. This is why it's so powerful. It's just like compound interest, It's not one big investment. It's like a little bit over a long period of time. And then, damn, that's how compounding works. It's the same here when you're trying to achieve whatever goal you're trying to achieve. It doesn't even matter what it is. Maybe it's creating a new business or a new relationship, or just becoming that best version of yourself. I call it the self-actualized you. Every day you show up and do that one little thing, and then you get those results. This is what we do in my group, Mastering Midlife membership. Every month we have a challenge. And every day we do this thing. We do this thing at the end of 30 days. We're like, damn, look at that result after 30 days, just from that one little thing. And now you're at the time where you've spent years, taking care of everybody else. And now it's your turn. And guess what? Self-discipline, it's going to make it easier to enjoy this stage of your life, not harder. Last thing I want is for you to have to do more, create more, be more. I'm all about let's make it as easy as possible. So let's talk about some of the benefits of self-discipline. If you are talking about your health and your weight, when you make consistent small changes to how you eat or move your body, those changes compound over time. It's not about perfection. You don't have to get it right. Or if you mess it up, you're like, that's it. That's what happens with diets. It's like, I messed it up in the morning, so I'm just going to mess it up for the rest of the day. But it's not about perfection. It's about showing up every day and doing something towards your goal, even if it's the tiniest thing. Instead of, vowing to run 5 kilometers a day, you just start with a 10-minute walk. Self-discipline is what you do on the days when you don't feel like it. That's where the magic happens. That's the difference between the average human and elite professional Olympic athletes. They're the ones that show up on the days when they don't want to. Like today, it's cold and dark and rainy outside, and I want to move my body. And if I'm not going to go outside for a walk, I have a stationary bike. I'm going to get on that. That's the self-discipline, even on the cold, dark, rainy days when I don't want to do it. It's really, I like to think of it as like what you're doing when nobody's watching, right? Because when we're like ego inspired, when people are watching, yeah, it's easy to lift weights or run or whatever. But when nobody's watching, that means you're doing it because you're doing it for you. On the days when you don't feel like doing it and you do it anyway, that's where the magic happens. Self-discipline, it also translates into how you show up in your relationships. You get better relationships. When you're taking care of yourself, you're more calm, you're less reactive, you're more patient, you're more present because you're loving yourself. A lot of the times when we're clashing with our partner or our spouse, it's not about them. It's usually about us. We're not doing our work. We're not feeling good about ourselves. We're not loving our lives. It also helps with emotional and mental clarity. So taking charge of your thoughts, and I've been talking a lot about this lately, I know, because I'm coaching the subconscious, and I did this course, which was just mind-blowing. I'm like so deep down the rabbit hole. It is life-changing. But taking care of your thoughts is a form of self-discipline. The more you practice it, the better you become at directing your mind to stay focused on what you truly want, rather than getting distracted by, those short-term impulses. I was going to say, sure, it feels good in the moment, but does it? Does it really? I don't think it does. My kids and I always talk about this when we're trying to eat healthy. Like, we eat actually really healthy. And so for us, it's just a lifestyle now, but it took a while to get there. And we used to say, if you technically are craving something and you want the taste, why don't you, this should work actually. Take a bite of it, just chew it, get the flavor, and then spit it out. Because you're getting that flavor, that taste, and then you should be good. But that's not why we do that, actually. I believe that the reason we eat the foods that are unhealthy for us, because we actually want to feel like crap, because we're escaping our emotions. That's exactly why. And that's why you want to be able to process your emotions, to be the thinker of your thoughts. Just to think and feel on purpose is so powerful, because then you realize that you're wanting to eat all that stuff, not because it tastes good, because if it tasted good, you could take a bite and you'd be good, but because you want that end result of feeling crappy and hating yourself. And that's all the mind stuff. That's all emotional and mental clarity. And this is when you're practicing self-discipline with your thoughts and your emotions. Damn, I can't even. It's just so powerful. This is what I'm teaching my clients to do, how to do it on their own. I never want to gatekeep. I'm like, here's how you can do it. And come work with me until you learn how to do it. And then when you learn how to do it, go fly and be free and live an amazing life. Because I know when all the women out there are loving themselves and living an amazing life, the world will be a better place. I promise you. I promise you. You're also going to get freedom and confidence. When you consistently show up for yourself, you build trust with yourself. You prove that you can do hard things. And that builds confidence like nothing else. You trust yourself. You do what you say you're going to do. Because the internal dialogue that you're not aware of, when you're like, I'm going to go for a run every day, and then it's rainy and cold and you don't go for a run, the subconscious inner dialogue, ooh, it's so vicious. And we're not aware of that. So when we do show up for ourselves and we're aware of our thoughts and our feelings, we could do anything, absolutely anything. So how do you build self-discipline? You want to start small. Most people make the mistake. They're like jumping in. They're like, I'm going to do all the things. I'm going to make these big, huge changes. You're going to fail a lot. And then usually when we fail, we give up because we're like, oh, I failed. I'm just going to give up. But when you do little small steps, that's where the magic happens. Self-discipline isn't about overhauling your entire life overnight, although it could be dramatic and it can feel good. It's about starting small and building momentum. Maybe it's like one glass of water before breakfast every day, or stretching for 5 minutes before you go exercise, or whatever that is. And then you find you like it and you do more of it. And then it just becomes who you are and what you do. You want to celebrate consistency and not perfection. Like I said, sometimes during the day, if it's an eating thing, we might eat something off of our protocol and then we'll be like, damn, I messed up the day. I might as well just go for it. No, you can get back on track. Every bite matters. Now you have another opportunity here to make a good choice. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. If you miss a day, it's okay. The goal is to not miss 2 days. Focus on your progress, not perfection. And you want to plan for resistance. Believe me, resistance is happening. There will be days when you don't feel like doing a thing, whether it's working out or meal prepping or sticking to your goals, whatever your goals may be. If you plan for those days in advance, what can you do when your motivation is low? What's your bare minimum? I like to call it, what could you do on your worst day? And then boom, that's what you're going to do every single day. Because you could at least do that. It's so easy. And chances are, if you're feeling good, having a good day, you'll do more. But on the days when you're not feeling it, it's okay. You've done that, right? Even if it's just driving to the gym and walking in and walking out, you're still somebody that goes to the gym. And then on the days when you're feeling good, you'll walk in, you'll do your workout. But you want to just become that person. You know, small actions lead to big, huge change. This is what people underestimate. This is where like the 1% rule comes into play. Just by doing 1% better every single day adds up to huge results over time. That's like Atomic Habits, the book, the philosophy. Whether it's adding an extra 5 minutes of moving, making one healthier food choice a day, that effort builds momentum. And over a year, those tiny habits create a major transformation. Like, do not underestimate the 1%. So you start with a 10-minute walk before dinner, and by the end of the year, you've walked over 60 hours. That's like walking a marathon. And that's the power of consistency. You enjoy it. You're just somebody who walks every day, no matter what. And walking, you can work everything out in your brain too. It's a great way to really do self-therapy. When I work with my clients, when my clients stick to what I tell them to do and show up and do it every day, they always get results 100% of the time. You can't not. It's impossible to not get results when you show up and do the little things every single day. I see it time and time again. Self-discipline isn't something you're born with. It's a skill that you can build. I honestly believe that you can do anything. You could be a professional athlete if you practiced as much as professional athletes practice, or more than they practice. If you give your full time and attention to something, you could do anything. These are skills that you can build. And if you've ever succeeded at anything in life, you already have the ability to be self-disciplined. And you can apply that. Where in my life have I been self-disciplined? And then apply that to the thing where you think it's hard to be self-disciplined. It's the same philosophy. So remember, self-discipline is your superpower, midlife mama. It's the key to creating the life you want in midlife and beyond. The best part, you don't have to make huge changes to see big results. You just start with one small, doable action and keep showing up for yourself every single day. So what's one small thing you can do today that will get you to that big end goal that your future self will thank you for? Start there and you're already on your way. And if you want to dive deeper and building self-discipline and creating your dream midlife, then join my next 5-day challenge. Eat more and lose weight in midlife. It starts on Monday. I will put the link in the show notes, and we do go deeper into self-discipline because this is how you create these amazing results for yourself. Remember, self-discipline is your superpower. You got this, mama. Thank you for listening. Always, always, always love yourself first and have an amazing day.